I wonder just how many people think that it's okay to comment on a person's height having only met that day. Because so far I have noticed that there seems to be a rule that you can say just what you want if someone's 6'7" tall. Me, mate, how tall are you? I regularly hear from or ugly chicks when I'm out for a casual beer. Now what if I replied by saying, how much do you weigh? You're ugly. Have you always looked that way? Sarcastic shouts of, watch your head. A million times I've heard it. Still, it's only me, the lanky freak, so I probably just deserve it. Surely this must be an ism in the world we live today. Or is it only things like race and sex that count that way? Because if someone's gender neutral and their name is Bill or Kim, you would lose your job and livelihood if you called them her or him. But because I'm 6'7", even though we've never met, a wounding, undesirable remark is the only thing I get. I wasn't born inside a grow bag, and I don't play basketball. I don't experience different weather to a man who's 5 foot tall. And don't assume my decorating skills could win me an award. That's like saying Ronnie Corbett's good at painting skirting boards. In a supermarket aisle, when out shopping for my tea, I'll often hear, excuse me, can you reach up there for me? I'd like to tell them, yeah, I'd love to see their faces. After all, they wouldn't go and ask a dwarf to tie their laces. The bigger someone's feet, the bigger someone's meat. The assumption is my penis couldn't possibly be petite. Or maybe on my crutch I should wear a sign saying caution. Beware if ever we should meet and I approach you with my portion. Here's a fact that is both shocking and statistically true. Because I'm 6'7", I'll likely die before you do. So whilst you're only carrying a very average winky, at least it has more chance of getting floppy, old and wrinkly. Buying clothes should be quite simple. It's just a choice of fit and style. But for me at 6'7", well, it's going to take a while. If I'm prepared to pay a premium, I can get longer legs and sleeves. Yet a guy who's 5'11" just buys off the peg and leaves. If I enter any shoe shop, there's another thing I hate. Available in 6 to 12, they confidently state. There's no will or obligation to supply for feet like mine, unless I log on to the internet and order them online. When I travel on an aeroplane, there's no legroom in my seat, yet the space is for a human, a criteria I meet. In a restaurant, if a vegetarian couldn't choose a main, they'd ask to see the manager and rightly would complain. Or if sadly you're disabled and you need to use the loo, there will be a special toilet that's available just for you. Yet when I went to Alton Towers and excitedly arrived, I was told because I'm tall I couldn't go on all the rides. So instead of the Oblivion or the dreaded Tower of Hell, I paid 130 big ones just to ride the carousel. When I book a posh hotel room and I go to get in bed, it is clear they are expecting Warwick Davis there instead. Or I go to take a shower in a bid to smell my best. It's not easy when the shower fixing lines up with my chest. In a car when I'm driving, I can barely move my knees. Declan Donnelly can just jump straight in and pull away with ease. Imagine eating in a restaurant or drinking in a bar and being instantly harassed because of just how tall you are. Imagine walking past a waiter and getting more than just a glance, or being stared at from all angles if you choose to have a dance. Imagine being sad and single and your self-esteem's a mess, and knowing that your stature is unlikely to impress. And when you finally find the courage to approach a girl you see, she literally looks at you in horror and says you're way too tall for me. Imagine looking at your daughters when you tuck them in at night and knowing all the family hope they haven't got your height. So it isn't wrong to think it. Of course I know I'm very tall, but if ever we should meet, just don't remind me, that is all.